Today's headline, the geopolitical rebound. After a really tense start to the week, the market just came roaring back to life. But here's the thing, this wasn't just some broad rally where everything went up. No, we saw a clear rotation, a flight to quality really, into specific high-conviction names. We're going to break down 3 of the most important moves today, kicking things off with a tech giant that's, well, building a fortress that seems pretty much unbreachable.
And while the whole market did rally, the real action, the place you wanted to be, was in the tech-heavy Nasdaq. It surged nearly 1.3%. But again, this wasn't just a simple relief rally. It was a targeted move, a deliberate push into quality and growth. So let's get right into the 3 names that tell the story of today's market perfectly.
All right, first up, a name that, well, it's pretty much synonymous with dominance, right? Amazon. In a market that's feeling nervous, you saw investors just flock to this company. It's like a fortress, and honestly for good reason. Amazon didn't just go along for the ride in today's rally, it showed everyone exactly why it's in a league of its own.
Okay, so let's talk about the move. A really powerful 3.9% climb, closing just shy of $217 a share. Look, this wasn't the stock just drifting higher with the rest of the market. Nope, this was a statement, a move on super strong momentum that shows real conviction from buyers. But the big question is, what was the catalyst? What drove this?
And here it is. This is the why behind that big move. A massive, and I mean massive, nearly 34 billion euro investment to just completely dominate the AI landscape over in Europe. I mean, just stop and think about that number for a second. While competitors are maybe pulling back, getting a little cautious, Amazon is flooring it. They're aggressively building out their infrastructure, creating what is effectively an unbreachable digital moat that's going to power the next wave of AI.
And this is what's so brilliant about their strategy. It really shows you their two-front war, because at the exact same time they're cementing their dominance in the digital cloud, they go and announce a brand new, ultra-fast, 15-minute delivery service in Brazil. So you see, they're expanding their digital mode and their physical mode at the same time. It's just a masterclass in execution. It proves they can not only survive, but actually thrive, no matter how messy the global picture gets.
Okay, so we've gone from a market giant just solidifying its power to a name that, let's be honest, has been in the penalty box for a while now, Plug Power. But today, wow, this clean energy player staged a really dramatic comeback, and it could be signaling a big shift in how investors are thinking about the entire sector.
And what a move it was. The stock just absolutely exploded, up over 11%, closing at $2.48. But here's the key detail. Look at that volume. Over 129 million shares changed hands. Folks, this isn't just some small rally. This is a stampede, a flood of investors buying aggressively into a completely new story. So, what changed? Okay, this is the game changer for Plug Power. This is the whole story. For the very first time, they've achieved a positive gross margin. You know, for years, this company has been selling the dream of clean energy. Well, today, they prove they can actually make money doing it. This isn't just an earnings beat, not by a long shot. It's a fundamental shift in the company's entire narrative.
And that milestone couldn't be timed more perfectly with the new CEO's plan. The market is just eating up Jose Luis Crespo's Project Quantum Leap. It's this clear, aggressive roadmap to slash costs and really drive towards profitability. So you see, investors aren't just buying hope anymore. They're buying a credible plan.
All right, our final deep dive today takes us right to the heart of the AI revolution. We've talked about cloud infrastructure, we've talked about a clean energy turnaround, but you know what? None of that works without the foundational building blocks. And that brings us to Micron technology, a world leader in the memory and data storage that literally powers our entire digital world.
Wow, a really powerful 5.6% surge for Micron today, blasting right through that critical, that psychological $400 level. This wasn't just a big day for Micron. This was a huge bullish signal for the whole semiconductor space. It's a clear sign that the AI trade is broadening out.
And here's why that is so important. As soon as those geopolitical fears backed off, even just a little bit, you saw capital come rushing back into AI. But here's what's so fascinating. The smart money didn't just pile into the usual suspects, the GPU designers. No, it flowed into the foundational layer, the essential hardware that makes everything else actually work. And really, this is the bottom line. It's simple. You just cannot have an AI boom without an absolutely incredible amount of high bandwidth memory. I mean, those massive large language models, they are unbelievably memory hungry. And that positions Micron perfectly. They're like a tollbooth operator for the entire AI data center buildout.
You want to play in AI? You got to pay the toll to Micron.
Okay, so that's the what and the why behind today's biggest moves. Now, let's get you ready for tomorrow. Here is exactly what you need to say to sound incredibly sharp with your colleagues at the water cooler.
Amazon's nearly 4% jump today is a great reminder of why we keep a heavy weighting in mega-cap tech during geopolitical flare-ups. Between expanding AWS in Europe and launching faster logistics in Brazil, they are just executing flawlessly. It's the ultimate sleep-at-night holding when the macro picture gets messy.
Did you see the volume on Plug Power today? Up another 11%. The market is absolutely eating up the new CEO's Project Quantum Leap cost-cutting plan. It just goes to show that in this environment, investors will reward clean energy names, but only if they actually prove they can generate a positive gross margin.
Micron crossing $400 today is a massive signal for our semiconductor sleeves. Everyone obsesses over the companies designing the AI chips, but the reality is those chips require an incredible amount of high-bandwidth memory to function. Micron is quietly positioned as the toll booth for the entire AI infrastructure build-out.
And all of this, especially after a day like today, leaves us with one big question to really chew on.
Amazon is pouring billions into global expansion while the rest of the market worries about geopolitics. Is Amazon the ultimate buy and hold forever stock in this environment? Comment below. Subscribe to Market Fluency for your daily edge.